Americanpickers star Frank Fritz's memorial, delayed 5 months after his death as loved ones at war over will. Hello everyone, my name is Alana B. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Americanpickers star Frank Fritz's memorial has been delayed 5 months after his death as his loved ones fight over his estate. Frank passed away on September 30 at age 60, 2 years after he suffered a stroke that left him debilitated. Sign up for the U.S. Sun newsletter. Your info will be used in accordance with our privacy policy. Though the U.S. Sun reported an Iowa judge approved Frank's will prior to death to safekeep the document before his passing, his father, Bill Fritz, is challenging the will and demanding his late son's entire estate. The U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal Frank's memorial of life, which was scheduled to take place in the spring, has been postponed in light of the court war. A source told the U.S. Sun his close motorcycle family planned a motorcycle run that includes riding Frank's ashes to Savannah, Illinois, where his longtime friend Jerry runs his antique store. They plan to have live music, possibly blocking off streets. That is all for now, but they do have plans for more. His friends were in the process of planning the memorial when his dad challenged the will. The insider claimed Frank is the one who wanted a grand celebration with his friends, as they know all of his wishes for a celebration of life. The source added, his father did not know what his son wanted. The celebration of life has been in the works since Frank's passing in September. Americanpickers star Frank Fritz's dad insists late son's will is fake as friends fight to protect entire fortune. Frank's friend Jerry Gendreau told the U.S. Sun at the time, "My understanding at this point, and this was his will, he wanted to come on the back of a motorcycle or a sidecar with his ashes in an urn with a big ride, and go back to the Quad Cities." Frank's final ride through the Quad Cities, which is a region of 4 cities in Iowa and Illinois, would take place in the spring. "We'll do anything we can for him," Jerry vowed. That's what he really wanted to do. Frank's guardian, Chris Davis, also revealed memorial plans for his friend. He previously told the U.S. Sun in September, "There will be a celebration of life in the future. It will be big. Fans can attend. We already have several bands who want to play in it, including my band." Frank's father, Bill Fritz, previously expressed his doubts to the U.S. Sun, claiming, "It is a fake will. He did not have a will. He did not sign it. I am his only loved one. I am his only survivor. None of them are related to him. I am the only relation he has. All the others are trying to get money. They are nothing but people who worked for him." Bill elaborated on his close relationship with Frank over the years, recalling how they spent summers deep-sea fishing at his home in St. Thomas. Photos on Bill's social media page show throwbacks of the father and son on holidays and attending events together. "We were close," Bill insisted. "I am requesting the entire Frank's close estate." Friends, who even went so far as to file for conservatorship and guardianship for their dear friend after he suffered his stroke, argue that his father has hardly been present until now. A source close to Frank, who is currently involved in the legal battle to protect the estate from Bill, told the U.S. Sun he's asking for the whole estate. He wants the will to be thrown out, so his money will go to the nearest relative, which is Bill. Frank's estate includes his wealth, possessions such as his extensive motorcycle collection, countless rare antiques, and his $155,000 farmhouse in Iowa. His father had very little to do with Frank. He only came to see Frank once when he suffered the stroke. The insider maintained that the will is valid, despite Bill's claims. The source explained that although there were some concerns about Frank's mind following his stroke, he made all of the decisions after a brief period of therapy. The insider added he was making all decisions himself. It was the guardian's responsibility to carry out Frank's wishes, which I assure you he did. The courts have already accepted it. They just have to accept it again now. The source even alleged that Bill was offered a role in the guardianship since he was Frank's only living relative, but he reportedly refused. Bill did not comment to the U.S. Sun on why he was not involved in the guardianship. He could have come up at any time to declare him and didn't, the insider said, praising Frank's amazing friends who took on the responsibility. The insider continued, "If there is no will, what is he contesting? Just because Bill is blood does not mean he has the right to take away Frank's last wishes." The Des Moines Register spoke with Bill's lawyer, Corey Gorley, who claimed the defendants cut off all access to Frank. "They simply prevent Bill from having any contact with Frank whatsoever," the lawyer told the outlet. "They don't tell him where he is, they don't tell him where they're taking him, and they don't even allow them to have phone contact." The insider refuted this claim, asserting it was not the responsibility of the guardian to contact Bill with any information in regards to where he was. His medical status, his responsibilities were to Frank, not to Bill. "We didn't disregard Frank's dad, he just rarely asked about him." The U.S. Sun previously reported that on December 30, 2024, a lawyer for one of Frank's friends entered their appearance in the case on the person's behalf. Then, on February 3, 2025, a separate lawyer filed a petition in probate to set aside will and jury demand, requesting the will be legally invalidated. The Des Moines Register later reported that it was Frank's father who filed the challenge against the will. The local outlet reported that Bill is contesting the will on the basis of a judge's finding that Frank does not have the capacity to execute any legal documents on his own behalf. It is also alleged that the will was not properly signed or witnessed. The case has officially been sealed from the public, with only those involved in the proceedings having access to the details. Frank suffered a stroke at his Iowa farmhouse in July 2022. The U.S. Sun revealed in August 2022 that loved ones had filed for conservatorship and guardianship on Frank's behalf. His friend, Chris Davis, was appointed as the guardian, while Midwestone Bank was named the conservator. Documents obtained by the U.S. Sun state, because of his stroke, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Frank was also deemed unable to make, communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. Court papers included a statement from a doctor claiming Frank lacked decisional capacity. The legal documents continued, "Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. Appointment of a guardian and conservator is necessary to avoid immediate filed by Midwestone Bank, detailed Frank's assets." The court paper stated, "Mr. Fritz is a well-known collector and has numerous outbuildings full of valuable collections. The conservator has not yet inventoried those items, but plans to leave them largely as they are now, with the exception of stocking Mr. Fritz's antique store in Savannah, Iowa as needed." The documents revealed Frank's annual income of $60,000 from investments, according to his 2021 tax return. Frank was unemployed at the time of his stroke and had no listed debts. His net worth is estimated to be $6 million. Frank's longtime friend Jerry previously told the U.S. Sun that there are plans to auction off his antiques. In 2021, the U.S. Sun photographed Frank at his $155,000 farmhouse in Davenport, Iowa. Inside one of Frank's outbuildings on the property, he displayed rows of motorcycles from his collection. Jerry previously revealed that some of the bikes will be displayed at the store, located in the back room of his bar, Hog Dogs. Jerry told the U.S. Sun in October, "We have been an antique store for 35 years. We'll probably continue to be that. We may display motorcycles and choppers that represent Frank. Maybe there'll be bikes on a rack all the way down the center." Frank left American Pickers in 2020 to undergo back surgery. He never returned to the series and was officially let go in 2021. Mike Wolf's brother, Robbie, replaced Frank on the show, while John Jersey Shelley later became a full-time cast member. Frank revealed his falling out with co-star Mike during an interview with the U.S. Sun in 2021. However, Mike, 60, and Frank reconciled during his health struggles, reuniting over Memorial Day weekend in 2023. Mike and other loved ones were by his side in hospice when he passed. Fritz was placed under a conservatorship in August 2022, just weeks after he suffered a stroke. Frank's conservator is Midwest-owned bank and is in charge of his finances. The bank agreed to invest Frank's money in collections to generate income. The guardian is his good friend Chris Davis. Chris is responsible for helping Frank manage his Crohn's disease treatment, go to physical therapy, grocery shop, cook, and more day-to-day tasks. The conservatorship also agreed to help replenish Frank's Iowa antique store, Fritz Finds. A wheelchair ramp and more have been installed in his Iowa home under the conservatorship. Jerry previously gave insight into Frank's health struggles in the months leading up to his death. He felt really bad, he told the U.S. Sun. You would go to see him in the nursing home, and one half of his body was completely done. He would lift his arm up, and it would just drop. That's got to be tough to be totally bedridden. Jerry said Frank became frustrated because he couldn't come out and say what he wanted to say, although some days were much better than others. I've seen this when people get tired, they get tired. I think if you don't have the will to live, you won't, Jerry said. I think Frank could have lived a lot longer if the will to live would have been there. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, American Pickers 24, and stay with us.